Hi everyone! We're sure that everybody likes to solve all sorts of puzzles and riddles. It's interesting and also develops the brain. Today we've prepared for you 5 tasks and you need to find the answers. You'll have 30 seconds for each of the riddles, but if you need extra time for meditation you can pause, do some hard thinking and then continue. During solving these puzzles, write your thoughts in the comments, and then when the answer appears, let's see if you are right or not. Well, have you prepared your brains? Then let's start. Doctor. To begin with, we suggest that you warm up with a simple task. Father and son were driving and suddenly got into an accident. Their car crashed. The father unfortunately was killed on impact. However, the son survived but was seriously injured. He was rushed to the hospital urgently, where he had to undergo an operation. But when the doctor entered the room and saw the patient, he said, "I can't operate on him, this is my son." Attention, here's the question. Who is the doctor? Well, have you guessed it already? If you still can't find a solution to this puzzle, think again, because the answer is simple, but for some reason we don't understand. Many still can't guess that the doctor is just the boy's mother. Since the father of the child died during the accident, then of course he can't be the doctor in the hospital. Well, unless he came there as a ghost or some other creature. Therefore the answer is obvious. The boy's mother is the doctor. Beverages. A man and a woman came to a restaurant for dinner. While they were waiting for the main dishes, she ordered 5 drinks with ice because it was very, very hot in the room. The woman drank 4 drinks at once, while the man had only 1 drink. After a while, the man became ill, and unfortunately he died before the arrival of an ambulance. When the doctors came to the scene, they immediately found out that all the drinks were poisoned. So why then was the woman still alive and the man was dead? If you once again read carefully the condition of the riddle, then notice that the drinks were with ice, and the ice contained the poison. Since the woman drank all the drinks quickly, the ice didn't have time to melt in the glass and penetrate the body. The man drank slowly, so the poison penetrated into the drink, which led to the fatal outcome. Cassette. We really like to give you some criminal riddles because in the process of guessing, there's a whole bunch of confusing versions. Therefore, there's another puzzle about the mysterious death. Imagine a picture. At the scene of the crime on the floor is the corpse of a man with a bullet wound in his head. The man's holding a pistol in his hand and there's a cassette recorder found next to him. One of the detectives picks it up and turns it on. There's a message. "I'm tired of this life, and therefore I decided to get rid of my pain and suffering." Then a shot follows. After listening to the recording, the detective for some reason doesn't believe that this was a suicide and declares that this crime must be investigated. The question is, why? After all the evidence at the crime scene clearly leads to the fact that this person committed suicide. Think carefully before answering. You still haven't guessed it? Well, okay, here's a little clue. If a man killed himself, how could he rewind the cassette to the beginning? Well, at least now you should have understood everything. Since the cassette was rewound so that the message was played from the very beginning, it becomes clear that someone has done his dirty work here. That's why the police decided to investigate the murder. Parachute. What crooks and criminals do for money sometimes. And our next puzzle is just about this. The delinquent hijacks an airplane with passengers and a lot of money. Before the plane took off, the man asked the police to give him 2 parachutes. He killed all the passengers on board so that no one could figure him out, then took 1 parachute and the money and jumped out of the plane. So, the riddle is, why did the man ask for 2 parachutes when he only needed 1? Turns out that the scoundrel was incredibly clever. He asked for 2 parachutes instead of 1 to make the police think that he would jump out of the plane with a hostage, and so they wouldn't risk giving him at least 1 defective parachute. And if the man only asked for 1, the police would decide that he was the only criminal and could damage it. Cars, knives, and wives. And this riddle's about not very thought out crime. One day a man killed his wife with her knife in the car in a way that no one around saw. The criminal carefully pulled her body out of the car, leaving no fingerprints on it. Then he threw the knife over the cliff in the gorge so that no one would find him and calmly went home. But as you know, all the secret things always become clear, especially when policemen take the case. An hour after the crime, policemen found the victim and they immediately called the man, told him about the murder and asked him to arrive at the scene. As a man arrived there, he was immediately arrested. So the question is, how did the police know that this person committed the crime? The answer is really simple. The man didn't ask the police where the crime scene was and arrived exactly there, so the police found out that he had killed his wife. Well guys, did you manage to solve all of our riddles? By the way, if you like them, don't forget to give us some likes too. Amazing gadgets, upcoming technologies, incredible inventions, and other cool stuff related to high tech on TechZone. Subscribe, you won't regret it. The link is on the screen and in the description.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.